Today we're going to be reading about Ruby Bridges. She's very important because she was the very first Black child to go to an all-white school. She was incredibly brave, and this is a book that she wrote herself about how she went to school. This book is called Ruby Bridges Goes to School, My True Story. And again, this book was written by Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges Goes to School. A long time ago, some people thought Black people and white people should not be friends. In some places, Black people were not allowed to live in the same neighborhoods as white people. This sign up here says, "We want white tenants in our white community. We won't go to school with Negroes." Those are not nice things to say. In some places, Black people were not allowed to eat in the same restaurants as white people. Is that fair? Does that even make sense? No, it doesn't. And in some places, Black children and white children could not go to the same school. This is called segregation. The United States government said, "Segregation is wrong," and good for them because it is. People should live where they want. People should eat where they want. Children should go to school where they want. Those are all true things. My name is Ruby Bridges. In 1960, I went to kindergarten in a school for Black children. I liked my school. I liked my teacher. I liked my friends. So this is a picture of little Ruby Bridges. She's very cute, isn't she? But there was a school for white children even closer to my house than the school for Black children. It was the William Frantz Elementary School. The government said Ruby Bridges should be allowed to go to William Frantz School. In 1961, I was in first grade. My mother took me to Frantz School. Marshals came with me to make sure we were safe. So there she is walking into the school on her first day. So that's her first day of first grade. You're going to have your first day of first grade soon. She's about the same age as you. Some people did not want a Black child to go to the white school. They stood near the school. They yelled at me to go away. These people are not being very nice. It's a mean choice. Parents took their children out of school. I was alone with my teacher, Mrs. Harry. How would you feel if you were the only person in your class? If it was just me and you? I loved Mrs. Harry, and Mrs. Harry loved me. I was a very good student. I learned math. I learned how to read. But I wish the children would come back. Months and months passed. Then one day, children began to come back to school. At last, I had friends to play with. I was very, very happy. Oh, and look at all these kids in the picture. What do you notice about their faces? They're all smiling. They're all happy to be together. They're hugging each other. Oh, how nice. Many people have read about me in newspapers and books. A famous writer, John Steinbeck, wrote about me. He wrote that I was very brave. She was very brave. A first lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, wrote a letter to me. The letter told me I was a good American. Norman Rockwell was an artist who painted a picture of me. The picture has become very famous. And here's the picture of Ruby Bridges walking into school. Even though people were yelling at her and being rude, look at her head. She's holding it up high. She's so brave. Now I am grown up. I'm married. I have children. This is Ruby Bridges all grown up. One day, Mrs. Henry and I were both asked to be on a TV show. That was the first time we had seen each other in many years. Now we talk to each other often. This is Mrs. Henry. Now black children and white children can go to the same schools. I like to visit schools. I like to tell my story to children. I tell children that black people and white people can be friends. And most important, I tell children to be kind to each other. And there they are again, all together, all smiling. So Ruby Bridges can teach us about how we should be in our lives. We should be brave. We should stand up for what's right, even when other people are telling us no. She was being told that she should not go to the white school, and she held her head up and she went anyway because she knew it was right. So we need to be brave, and we need to stand up for what we believe in. All right, boys and girls,